Okay. Hopefully this works this time. This is like my third try of doing the stream. This is a test stream for a reason, but it's technically also my first stream with stuff in it. Though it's not really much anyway. Okay. So, uh, I plan to make videos, but I don't have time to really get my scripts and stuff done and learn editing yet. Uh, I tried a bit, but it's not going very well. It's really getting in the way. I've got scheduling issues. But streaming is just something I can just kind of pick up and try. So let's just see what I can do right now. It's a holiday where I am, so it's like, I may as well have a couple of hours. So let's try this. And I've been meaning to start this sort of stream series anyway. I just wanna do a let's play of a completely new Girls Frontline account. I'm an experienced Girls Frontline player, not a good one. I have been playing Girls Frontline on the EN server, technically the NA server, since it's not since it started, but a little bit after it started, about a week after. I missed the special bar bunny suit skin. That kind of sucks. The friends I were playing with, they had it because they started since like the beta. But Girls Frontline was just something I just jumped into when it was new. I had no plans at the start, but it was like, hey, it was really fun. Uh, it appeals to me over many other gacha games because I think it has qualities in places where it's ignored in other places. To the point actually where it's kind of ridiculed in some ways. Like most other people think the game is too hard, and the story is a little bit too try hard, and you know that Yuzhong is a little bit too much trying to be Chinese Hideo Kojima, and that's fine, right? Uh, but you know I like it. I think it's one of the better gacha games out there. I think it definitely trumps a lot of the more popular games in many ways. I think they put a lot of effort into certain kinds of quality that others don't. Most especially because at least the story, as complicated as it gets, it actually makes sense. It doesn't waste your time like certain other gacha games. I I quit Fire Emblem Heroes to jump into Girls Frontline. That's what I remember clearly. Because Fire Emblem Heroes never went anywhere with its story. It was just so inept. But yeah, so I wanna do this. I know the Girlfriend anime is also coming out soon, and there are people who are saying that Jantian is out of character compared to what they think the commander is. I'm gonna replay the story from the beginning, so I'm gonna say, yeah, probably not. I think Jantian's a particularly good kind of stand-in for what the commander is like for the most part. She's a little bit too much of a vet though when she starts, but otherwise, the kinds of decisions that she makes are the kinds of decisions you're supposed to make too anyway. So, okay, now I'm going on tangents. So I just want to celebrate the fact that Girls Frontline is finally available in my country and just about everywhere else. It's no longer the North American EN server. It's now like the international EN server. I don't have to use QApp or APK Pure to get my copy of the game now. I can just go to the Google Play Store, and this is a fresh install from the Google Play Store to do this, right? So wait, let me just start this off. So yeah, finally I'm gonna start a new account in Girls Frontline. I'm going to be streaming everything that I do on this new account, just to kind of show like what it's like to start now in Girls Frontline, especially since the game is quite different from what it used to be in 2018. It's a lot kinder, honestly. When you get your story characters, the ART members, they start with levels, and then they give you free combat reports and stuff a lot quicker. But more importantly, not just that, but also like I want to show what it's like to if you have experience and you're starting this game. Like this is how you're supposed to do stuff to save yourself a lot of trouble. I want to see if I can show that. I hope this is gonna be, instructional. I hope this inspires people to try out the game themselves. This is not a paid promotion, but I just really like the game over at least other gacha games. You know, so yeah. Um, I just for various reasons, I just want to do this. I want to test my streaming capability. I just want to. I'm not really keen on creating a lot of Girls Frontline content. That's not really what I made this channel for. But it's just something I can do easily right now. So I may as well. Um, Yeah. Eventually, I think I will make actual like series videos talking about some of the stuff in gacha gaming, because obviously gacha gaming gets a bad rep. I think a lot of it's undeserved, especially for games like Girls Frontline. Like I want to show that this game is there's a lot of serious business in this game too, you know. So there's a lot of like RPG planning that you don't get to see in like games that are supposedly RPGs. And you know, I want to show that too, and I want to show like okay, this kind of game isn't for everyone. Gachas are essentially like there's a lot of like management in it. Girls Frontline has like a lot of like management systems in it. Like you, there's a bit of an idle game there to get the resources. I'll show you that later. But yeah, like out of the kinds of games that gachas could be, I think Girls Frontline is one of the really good ones. I've heard it is kind of close to things like Cancol or maybe even Azur Lane in some ways. And those might be good. I've never played them. Disclosure, I've played a handful of other gacha games. I played Fire Emblem Heroes up until like book 3 or so. Before I jumped ship to Girls Frontline in 2018. I played Genshin. I played Genshin until recently. I quit a bit ago. Um, I played, I think Valkyrie Connect because I was just on Steam. I was just messing around for a bit. I don't remember a few of the other gachas that I tried, but yeah. But Girls Frontline is the one that I really stick to. Oh, I tried Blue Archive recently. I quit that too because again, none of those games basically compares to Girls Frontline. In fact, I had to um dedicate time to something, and gachas are things that you dedicate time to basically. Yeah, it would be Girls Frontline, and I want to show why. I'm gonna stream like every action I do on this account, so everyone will get to see like how many hours I put in to get how much results or whatever, right? So yeah, I'll keep talking. I guess enough of this. Let's start the game. I really want to see the opening cutscenes and stuff again. Ah man, this is quite nostalgic. It can be changed. You can pay for some sort of item, I think, to change the name. But this will do for now, right? Come on, please, please, please work, please work. I wanna get started. I hope it starts with voices, because you have to download the voice pack separately. But I think like the opening stuff automatically has voices so that you can tell. Ooh, here we go, and it starts. Agent, open your eyes. Ooh, voices. T-Doll M4A1. Oh man. Oh man. This scene gets memed to hell. And wait for the scene to change because we get to see like what their posing is like. Wait, that's M4's voice? I don't think that's the same voice, is it? I think it's like more like a generic voice that someone did. They foleyed over whatever. Whoosh! Oh man, that pose. Agent is such a dumb hobby. Like, this is the one thing that lots of people remember her for. But once you get to, I think, Continuum Turbulence, ooh, she has like that step on me thing that she does to the commander later on. Face death is the look of the one. I didn't think Agent was particularly sadistic. I thought she was just a serious business kind of person. I don't know if she's doing this to try to intimidate you or she actually enjoys this. I don't think she enjoys it. I always thought of Agent as a really, really straight-laced character. I think she's just doing this because she thinks she can intimidate M4A1. And M4A1, as much as she's a commander type, she's a team leader. She's a very inexperienced team leader. So she thinks that she can. So Agent thinks she can push M4A1 around. Man, this the story just starts like in Medias Res, right? Kill you first, then the ART, and then the Griffin T dolls. Oof. Yeah, I think Agent is just trying to intimidate her. There's no way she enjoys this. She's way too businesslike for this. Ooh, M4A1, M16A1. If you're all seeing the pattern, the AR team is formed out of dolls named after and carrying the guns of AR-15. I wouldn't say clones, but like derivatives. So here's the M16A1, the good old Vietnam War era M16A1, and the modern warfare M4A1 here. So M16A1 is the big sister here, and she's the vet. M4A1 is the leader, but she's new. So it's M16A1's job to protect M4A1. Holy crap! Like, I forgot what M16A1 looked like. She really, she's really got big boss vibes the more I think about it. I don't even know why they're using like metaphors like death sight. It's like, I don't know, you're robots. Do you really think that way? I mean, I guess, maybe. I don't know, maybe it's a Chinese translation thing. This game is originally in Chinese, translated to English. Sometimes you see a little bit of translation weirdness. Usually not. The translation is usually really good. Events, sometimes they rush things, but otherwise, you know? So, M4A1, M16A1, AR-15, actually, Spike's Tactical, STAR-15. Some people just call her Star. And M4 Sup Mod 2. So yeah. Sup Mod is my favorite. Sopu is my favorite. That's why I put her on the thumbnail. Sopu, voiced by Yukari Tamura. One of those like first big draws for me. And you get to see what she's like later. Holy crap. Can't wait to get her again. If you haven't noticed, that gun, way too big. That would make her like 3 or 4 feet tall. But whatever. The scaling on the arc is a little weird. Just get used to that, I guess. Woo! Sup mod! So these guys, they're all tactical dolls. They're all robots. So they're not necessarily capable of a lot of independent action. Well, these ones are because they're elites. But the other tactical dolls that they're commanding outside, they're not capable of a lot of independent action. They'll protect themselves. They have self-preservation types of routine thinking, but they can't without being given commands do things well, actually tactically. So there always has to be someone on field to give commands out. So M4A1 is capable of doing this. You play as the commander. That's not a rank. That's just that's just a designation that you are the commander of all of your tactical dolls. You are supposed to be the one to give them orders. On their battle to battle basis, they know how to fight, but in terms of like thinking in terms of objectives, they're incapable of doing those sorts of things. So that's where you come in. Oof, this map. So there doesn't seem to be a human commander here. M4A1 is all on her own. She's the only person here with responsibility, the only person here who's capable of giving out commands to all of these teams. And she's a rookie leader, and this is where she starts. Her first big mission ends in this sort of freaking massacre. These dolls are not going to survive this night. If Agent could take down M4A1, how are these dolls gonna survive? The elites can barely handle Agent. How are these guys gonna do it, right? But they're gonna try. Woo, Scorpion. Yeah, Scorpion's useful. I think that's one of the things like even before the QL changes. You get a free Scorpion very early on. She's one of your free early 3 stars, as well as 10. They're both really good. They're both really good at the beginning. So it was nice for the game to kind of like point that out for you. Sten and Scorpion are like a pretty good front line, and then you put your AR team behind them. That's already a solid idea. Woo! STG! Yeah, they removed the imagery of the World War II German army. But make no mistake, these uniforms are World War II German uniforms. Very nice art style, but of course they removed the imagery. In the anime, I found out that they're going to remove all of Negev's Israeli imagery on her costume. Which is like She's decked out in six-pointed stars everywhere. They're gonna have to just make her design super bland. I think it's gonna suck, but whatever. I'm just glad that Negev's in it. Well, Negev's a great character. Um, we're not gonna get to see Negev until like chapter 6, so it doesn't really matter for us. Woo. Wait, let's get into a battle, so we can see what it's like. All of us are in position. Oh no. Doesn't matter for us right now. Take the command post, activate the alarm. Okay, so basically we have a grid-like map system, well, more like graph-like, where there are nodes and are connected to each other. And then you can move along these fixed paths. Right? So this map thing actually is like half the battle, especially for the early parts of the game. It's not just enough that you're building good teams; is you also know where to send them. It's kind of, I'm not exactly sure. Like, I guess it's like Go, because as you can see, like you occupy nodes, and then when they're occupied, they become your nodes. They occupy nodes, it becomes their nodes. If you step on their node and you stand on it for a while, you capture it and it becomes your node. And not only is like the fighting important, but also like map control and capturing nodes important. So that sort of thing matters later on. Not so much right now because yeah, we're not gonna need these heliports for anything right now. So let's just end the round. See? If you end the turn and you're on a node that's not yet yours, it's gonna be yours. Yay, voices! Okay. Ah, they're all German guns. Oh, I can't control them? Oh, that sucks. I can't even show the battle system properly then. Oh, whatever. This is very slow, but I guess it's good for Scorpion. Oh dear, they're all taking it. Oh, this is not really a map. It's kind of annoying. Oh, come on. There, encirclement. So this node is surrounded by nodes captured by one faction. So the next turn after, it will also be captured. It's kind of like Go. Right? And that's important later on. Map control is important. Oh god. Oh god. 3 of them. Sangvi's real ringleaders. They're boss units. 3 of them. I'm bringing more dummies. Yeah, so these are dummies. So they're not 3 independent entities. One of them is like the main Scarecrow. She's called Scarecrow, this one. That's Agent, but this is Scarecrow. So Scarecrow is one of these 3. And then those other 2 are Scarecrow dummies. Which basically are like copied bodies. But the AI that controls them is just the same one AI from one of them. So, yeah, they're not human. They're like AI in robots and stuff. So they don't have like a sense of only controlling one body. Usually these guys control multiple bodies. You'll see that in your own guys too, because like you'll see that they have like multiple dummy links of themselves behind them, and that's part of it too. A lot of the sci-fi and the world building and stuff is really well built. So like the concept of having dummies, the fact that every AI is itself like this kind of like network, like its own local network now where it's controlling multiple copies of its bodies. But also that's also why it's called Girls Frontline, and that's why it's always about guns. Is that the whole part of the technology is that the guns are basically networked into the AI. So when someone is named M4A1, that's not just like a designation thing. It's because that her mind is inextricably linked to the M4A1 weapon platform. And so the one weapon she's capable of using to its utmost is the M4A1, because it's like not only does she control her bodies, but she also controls the M4A1s that they hold. So it's like that she can sense everything that goes on inside the gun. So like that's why they're like super accurate, super good gun handling robots. Is that like they can feel like where the barrel goes, they can feel where the bolt goes, like those sorts of little variances in how a gun operates. That they're hyper aware of every little bit of it. That's also why you get kind of jokes like why people want to stick their finger in Garand Garand John Garand, but the weapon is called the Garand. They want to stick their finger in Garand's chamber so that they can have the bolt slam on their finger, and it's kind of like, you know, sticking your finger in Garand's, well, you know. Anyway. Ooh, sucks. Yup, there we go. That's a boss. And this team is not ready for this. See, they have like dummy links. So this is STG. She has 2 extra dummies behind her. Oh, they're going to die. Scarecrow is going to tear these people apart. This is a bad formation too, by the way. But yeah. Oof. There goes. They lost. So one of the enemies made it all the way past you. That's also a loss. They're dead. But it's fine that they're dead, in a sense, because these T-Dolls, these regular T-Dolls, basically have like backups of their minds back at base. You have a giant server, like with AI backups. And one of the only things that really sucks about dying on the battlefield is that you can't recover the last of your memories. You won't know how you died. So one of the things about this is that it's kind of dehumanizing. It kind of desensitizes commanders. Like they can start believing that it's okay to sacrifice their people out in the battlefield, because these dolls will just basically come back to life in a sense. Because you can just get the backup of their AI and then just put it in a new doll body and you're fine. So, but at the same time, it's like what you come to learn as a commander is that you eventually treat your dolls like human beings too. And that's one of the main themes of the story, is that like even if Berezovich Kruger, your employer, thinks that it's okay for dolls to die, and like he founded a mercenary company of robots just so that he doesn't have to have human comrades that die, is what you learn is when you become the commander of these dolls, is that you begin to care for them just like Kruger began to care for his human subordinates. So it's not quite the same as just, oh, it's okay, they're just robots, they'll die. It's, you know, it reflects poorly on you too, because like as the commander, you are supposed to enact strategies that don't needlessly waste the lives of people, whether or not those lives can be bought back easily or not. And the other thing is that the AR team does not have backups. Their AIs are actually so complicated that they cannot be backed up. So the AR team that these disposable dolls are protecting, they're protecting them for a really important reason, because the AR team cannot come back to life. So it's okay for these guys to die. They've accepted their fate. But at the same time, you know, it reflects poorly on the commander. So even if M4A1, the commander for this mission, knows that it's okay to sacrifice these troops for the greater objective, it reflects poorly on her because she knows that she basically botched this mission. Your employers didn't realize it was too late. Oof. Yeah, so all they care about is just surviving long enough for the AR team to make it. It's okay for them to die, they'll come back on base. You're the leftovers. Oof. Papa Shah, you were never that good, sadly. Cool gun. There are lots of cool guns that don't get much recognition. Like, the AK-47 really sucks in this game. The original AK? There are better AKs in this game, but the original AK-47 sucks in this game. Meanwhile, the M16A1 is one of the best units you get. So unfair. Griffin backup squad. Ah, they're all dead. They are all dead. Yeah, yeah. Please let me play the game. I didn't even get to control the units during those fights. Oh, she's freezing up. See? She's a new commander. And it's weighing heavily on her, knowing that she incurred those losses. Oh man, M4. You're not very good at the beginning. We're all just following orders, just like the insert Metal Gear Solid references and stuff. I don't think I've ever really finished or played much of an MGS game, but from what I understand, it's like a lot of this really comes from Metal Gear Solid influences. Yuzhong definitely loves Hideo Kojima stuff, so that's Snake and that's Big Boss. Well, to some degree. And that's the other reason why these people can't die, because inside their AIs, they've already stored secret data that they went deep into enemy territory to get. We must return with the data at all costs. They need to come back alive, so also that they can get what they came to get, which was they went to retrieve some data, important data about their enemy, Sangvis Ferry. Okay. I don't know. I don't like that the way that this goes. You get to go back to this map later as a real map, as far as I remember. So later you can have your revenge. When you build up your teams, you can go back and beat up the scarecrows if you want. So M4A1 just feels devastated, sacrificing all the other teams just so that they can make it alive, and now STR-15 is suggesting that the team sacrifice themselves. Basically, they become decoys so that M4A1 can make it alive. And it's like M4A1's like, I don't like where this pattern's going. You scatter to draw their fire. That'll buy you some time. There you go. Oh my god. This is absolutely terrible for M4A1. She's a rookie leader. She got her teams killed, and now the main team that's supposed to be protecting her are all this close to making the ultimate sacrifice. And again, those dolls, they die, they come back. These dolls, they do not come back if they die. So what they're doing is always more important. Yeah, that's you. You are the defendable field commander who's going to help M4A1 complete her original mission. Whatever. Right? I haven't gotten to the part yet where they introduce you yet anyway. AR team. Anti-rain. They already put the name Anti-rain here, huh? It gives you something to think about. Yeah, Anti-rain is like a code name. Later on you see the enemy code name Parapluie. So it's always kind of related. Parapluie, for those who speak like Spanish or whatever, right? You should know that means it's the umbrella for rain. I think like parasol is the umbrella for sun. Parapluie, I think, is the umbrella for rain. Was it paragua in Spanish? I don't remember. So like this concept of rain is like a metaphor that kind of shows up a bit. But it's kind of like a red herring. By chapter 10, you kind of forget that it happened at all. Kind of. It's the concept of parapluie kind of jumps in and out of this story. So, yeah. Call request, connect delivery. Hey, Persica! There, didn't get the data. We must contact. Ambush. Yeah, that was them, the AR team. In outside of the game, like we think of it as the AR team because they're all based on the AR-15. They are the AR platform team, but technically inside the game they are the anti-rain team. But no one really used designation for them, so it's just safe to just call them the AR team. The T-Doll squad most capable of independent operation in all of Griffin. All the other Griffin dolls have to take orders. The AR team have advanced AIs that are capable that allow them to be capable of independent operation. You get more of these kind of like semi elite dolls later as well. It's kind of complicated to explain in one go. You know, maybe if I make proper videos, maybe some of them I'll be like explainers for some of this stuff. I don't know. I think they exist in YouTube already, though. I don't know. Man, the more I think about it, who is this middle-aged man? I thought that this was gonna be your employer, Kruger. But now I'm not so sure. Who is Persica calling? The AR team got the data. We lost contact with them. They came under Sangvi's ambush. The T-Dot squad and all of Griffin. No one knows better than me. That's why we must rescue them. Persica created the AR team. She's the scientist who does a lot of the dog research. And she personally created the AR team. So that's why she has an attachment to them. We're headed into isn't under Griffin's jurisdiction. We can't just get in there. Well, it might be Kruger. You owe us one. So Griffin is trying to help Persica out. Persica doesn't work for Griffin. She works for IOP. IOP is the company that creates the dolls for Griffin to use in battle. So they're kind of related. They work with each other, but they're not subordinate to each other. So that's why, like, Persica, you owe us one. Yeah, okay, so this is Kruger. Because Hellion is Kruger's assistant, and Hellion is one of the top administrative leaders within Griffin. Griffin and Kruger is the name of the mercenary company that you are a part of. At the start of the story, you start your new job in Griffin and Kruger as one of their new Griffin commanders. They're just called Griffin for most part because it's kind of hard to say G and K or Griffin and Kruger all the time. They just call it Griffin. Even if like we don't ever meet a guy named Griffin, but we do meet Kruger. Kruger is like the one in charge of everything. Yeah, the commander in SO9 is a rookie. He started today, literally today. Well, in game, he's supposed to be a rookie, but I know what I'm doing already, so it's a little off, but still. He's just reported for duty. Yup. Yay! Do I get to go to the main menu now? Okay. So let's just follow instructions. Welcome to the main menu, guys. This is all gonna make sense eventually. While this is loading, I'm gonna step out for a moment. Excuse me. Ooh, that wasn't much of a toilet RTA. I think it was a little slow. Oh well, I'll get used to it. Come on, I just wanna start the game. Let me start the game. You can give me the achievement rewards later. Let me start the game. I'm gonna get a commander level before I even do anything. Come on. Come on. Come on. Please. Finally. Thank you. Thank you for letting me play the game. Okay, so not a lot of choice. Just $3. Come on. Kalina. Please. Please don't do this to me. So, okay. So, this doesn't really matter too much. Come on. Yeah. No! God damn it. Yeah, I'm going back to God damn you, Kalina. This is why you're not a commander. You suck at this. You suck at this. Oh my god. Come on, let me pick my formation, right? I know I only have handguns. But at least let me arrange my handguns the way I want. I know this first mission doesn't really matter. Like, you could do the first mission blind because there's no enemy that fights back. But still, let me play the game. Okay, so I've got my first criticism of this thing. It's way too hand-holdy. Like, they should show me what I should do, but they shouldn't force me to do the thing they want me to do. They should let me mess around a little. When it said like you should click OK, no, you should let me mess around until I click OK on my choice, right? Lively young girl. This money grubbing freaking, I don't even know what to call her. She's like a freaking yeah, Kalina is just after your money. Your real world money too. Because she's the one who operates the shop. Oh my god, freaking Kalina. But she's also the head of logistics. She handles your logistics for you. So, you know, it's a love-hate relationship with Kalina. I'm glad to join as a Griffin. I'm Kalina. Now, this is the thing that freaks me out, because somewhere like chapter 11 or in one of the events there, they start calling her Kalin, and I'm like, so did we have the translation wrong the entire time? But now that I'm back here at the start and they still call her Kalina, so I guess I was right because they never fixed this. So I guess Kalina was right. No, just, now they're saying call me Kalin. Man, I'm not so sure. Is she Kalin or Kalin? The shining beacon in a brave new world. This is actually an important line for later. You're a tactical commander under Griffin. Yay! Selection process. They never tell us what the selection process is like. How did I get in? Was it like a paper test? That's why you don't know if you're up for the real job? Switch to your tactical map. Yay! Yay! The map screen. It's just a drill. Okay. Hand-holding again. I really hate it. Like, hand-holding is nice like if you have the right amount. But there's definitely too much hand-holding. They're not letting me do anything but the thing they want me to do. Whatever, man. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So this random node, like, stuff can happen here. Sometimes you get plus resource, minus resource. Sometimes you get an extra battle, which really screws you over. You can only have 5 consecutive battles in a row before you have to stop the resupply. So sometimes you have to walk a certain path and you don't know if you have enough supplies. And then you think you're only going to encounter 4 battles. And then the random nodes give you extra battles and then you're screwed. I think there was like an event map that did that to you once. Anyway, right? So random nodes are, yeah, they're generally okay for the most part, but sometimes they're designed in a way to screw you over. Okay, so you see this enemy doesn't have a weapon. It is literally just a target board. There is no way you could fail this first mission. Let's see if I can screw around with this a little. Okay. Yeah, so you can move around, you can see the field. Doesn't really matter. Like, these guys and those guys are gonna come closer anyway. Okay, whatever. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so you can... So this is what's important. During battle, you can move your units around. Come on! Stupid hand-holding map. They're not letting me do the controls. Out of these three, she's probably the most useless. 1911 is super useful. I'll show you the skill later. Holy crap, 1911 is super useful. I really like the Nagant revolver, or M1895 Nagant. But she's not that great. But I like her. Handguns are completely useless though at this part of the game. Like, until you can get them at super high level and super high links, they're pretty useless. You don't use them, they're a liability. Oh my god, are you serious? I'm gonna have to change the settings when I can. And again, and now we're going to win by encircling. Because this node only has one node next to it, and that node is our node. So at the start of our turn, we will encircle capture this and that. So, now we step on this node, we capture it, then it's the enemy's turn. The enemy has a chance to capture it back. They can prevent encirclement, just like you. You have a one-turn chance to prevent encirclement as well. But since there are no enemies, right, like we auto-encircle. So encirclement is like a great tactic you can use if there are no enemies in sight. Like if you can clear the field. Oh, jeez. Finally, can I play the game? A stranded T-Doll. Oh dear. She's one of the survivors from that first scene we saw, isn't it? A stranded T-Doll. Thank goodness you took her in. So, that's kind of like the story of why you keep getting new T-Dolls as drops from maps. Is that you're going over enemy-controlled territory and then you find stranded T-Dolls. Now, T-Dolls are stranded again because they're incapable of independent action. So, like, once someone stops giving them commands, the best they can do is stay put and basically fight to protect themselves. But they won't be able to take initiative to try to find their way back to base or whatever. They don't have any knowledge of that. They don't have the ability to take initiative. So, you have to, hopefully, right, you find them before they get killed off. And we rescued a really good one too. Stan is one of the best starters. So everyone gets a Stan, and it's a great thing. It's a great thing for everyone to get a Stan. HQ to save some manufacturing orders. So we can place orders to create new units. It's a gacha. But you can also get units just by farming maps for drops. Now usually the drops are not as good as what you can create, which is why, you know, but when you're starting out, you can just fill your teams with just drops. That's good. The T-Dolls are hella cute. I knew you'd love it. Oh my god, they knew what they were doing with this. Human or T-Doll, we all have our own missions. They're all irreplaceable members of Griffin. Like, this is why I like the story. Because, like, from the very beginning, they're, like, giving this sort of idea. Humans, robots, they're different. But there are also certain things that make them the same. And, like, we have to be able to accept differences. We have to be able to understand differences. And sometimes we have to, you know, count on the things that really matter. And most of these things turn out to be the same. So, like, you know, dolls are afraid of death. Not in the same way that we are, because they know they come back. But there are certain aspects to a T-Doll's body death that really suck. And sometimes, like, the HQ can be under attack. And then, like, that's where the server of all their backups are. So sometimes they can suffer real death, and so they are afraid of that to some degree. But like the fact that they don't die the same way that humans die, really pays off later in the story. Because eventually, like, you will become such a good commander, and your dolls trust you so much, is that when you send them on suicide missions, is that they understand that it's the only thing to do. So they will just happily go out and do, sacrifice themselves for you, knowing that the plan that you give them is like the best possible plan. And it's like, so as dark as the story gets, it's like the fact that your dolls like who become your real comrades eventually like persevere for you, it's really hard to do. You know, the story is gonna get real dark, but there are also some bright spots in this story. That reminds you of Rocklet Shop. Oh my god. Don't jinx me. Griffin Security Contractor. Why isn't it just Griffin and Kruger? A PMC, mercenary group, mainly tactical dolls. They employ tactical dolls on the front line. They don't have human soldiers, unlike other PMCs. This is because Kruger, the leader of Griffin and Kruger, was himself once a soldier, and he used to lead teams of human soldiers into battle. And he lost so many of his friends that when he retired from the military, he started the PMC based on the advice of someone who backed him financially. And one of the things he said was like, I'm only going to hire robots for my front line because I don't want to see another human die for military actions. It's like, that's a thing. But when you become the commander of these dolls, and then Kruger says, hey, don't get too attached to them, is where like the story is like, hey, Kruger, you got attached to your subordinates and they were human. I got attached to my subordinates and they're not human. Like the common factor here isn't that they're human or not human, because even robots can die under certain circumstances, and there's certain forms of death for robots. But like, it's because that they're my subordinates is that I care for them, and it's because that I care for them I command them really well. And it's like, if you want me to do really well, you have to allow me to care for them, but not to mislead myself to the degree where I think they're just like surrogate humans, but rather to care for them as they are. And it's like, there's a lot to go on in this story. It's like getting a feel for what robots are like, right? And we'll see it as it comes. Financial groups and organizations, human settlements. Why are there PMCs in this world? It's kind of hard to explain, but basically, during the Cold War, Russia discovered alien technology. That's why we have advanced technology in the story. Russia discovered alien technology. They found something that's worse than a nuke. It was called collapse fluid. It doesn't just power weapons, but it has all sorts of technological implications that they wanted to research. But while they were trying to research it, World War III broke out, and people started using the collapse fluid as weapons, as dirty bombs. And what happened was that kind of like nukes, that they irradiate a place and make it unlivable. But then one of the things that they found out is when you irradiate a place with collapse explosions, the radiation produces zombies out of people. ELID, Eurosky low infection disease. So when the radiation doesn't directly kill you and you survive the first part of it, it starts turning you into a zombie. And so now, most of the world is unlivable. It's irradiated and full of zombies. And these little pockets of where humans are allowed to live, they're always in danger. So they have to erect basically like walled cities to keep the zombies away. The walls aren't there to keep the zombies away, but also like to also house towers that spray anti-radiation stuff. And then if you have to move from one walled stronghold to another, you have to hire mercenaries. So like, if there's one city that produces something economically and it has to trade with another city, like, and those two have like important resources for each other, something like food for metal or something, they have to hire PMCs to guide them through the ELID areas. And because these ELID areas are not lawful areas, there's no authority there. Sometimes there are also like all sorts of criminals out there in the ELID zones who are trying to survive from being zombified and so on. So yeah, so the world sucks. It had a World War III. The population dropped to like 10% of what it used to be, and because of the new collapse technology stuff, they developed advanced robots and stuff. But also, the population is so low that nobody could work in factories and stuff. So they started building robots to do jobs. First factory jobs and then service jobs, stuff that could be automated eventually. And then eventually, right, that they realized that they don't want to send human soldiers into the ELID zones because of the risk of them turning into zombies. Even if you take precautions, you can take precautions, but like it's not always perfect because they're going into battlefields. So they started kitting out robots to carry weapons. And that was the first generation T-dolls. The first gen T-dolls sucked. The first gen T-dolls were basically just regular factory robots holding guns. And they sucked. So people like Persica and the other scientists started developing advanced AIs. They developed basically I don't know what it's called, the neural link system? The etching system. The etching system, which basically allows an AI to form a mini local network. This allows them to control multiple copies of themselves, but also allows them to control their guns to a super high degree. And so that's where you get the second gen T dolls, which are like Sten, Nagant, and 1911. These dolls are converts. They were originally service dolls, but then their AIs were manipulated so that they can be linked to a weapon properly, unlike the first gen T dolls. And then they changed their jobs from a regular job into a PMC job. And that was the Gen 2 T doll. And that worked really well until like this technology matured to the point where Persica and IOP said, hey, how come instead of we just convert old dolls into T dolls, what if we build T dolls built to fight from the ground up? And that's where Elite T dolls and the Gen 3 T dolls come in. The start of the Elite T dolls or the Gen 3 T dolls are these guys, the AR team. They're built specifically to fight. They did not come from civilian life or anything. They were not civilian dolls. They've been military dolls from the very beginning. And so that they're essentially more powerful than the regular Gen 2 T dolls. You get more elites later on. A lot of the 5 stars that you pull here are generally one form of elite or another. And not all elites are the same. Some elites are like super elite. The AR team is technically like super elite because of how independent they're capable of acting. Others are just like specialists. Like you get like a 5-star rifle. She's like just a super specialist sniper. You know, that sort of thing, you know. The biggest threats to our territories are rogue T-dolls manufactured by Sangvis Ferry. So yeah, Griffin was not the only PMC to operate robots. Sangvis Ferry was a PMC that operated robots as well. And they were PMC, they were supposed to protect people. But then the main control AI that they had went berserk. And now we basically have a recreation of a bit of Terminator. They're basically Skynet. So places that used to be well protected by Sangvis Ferry are now under Sangvis Ferry control. And they're very blatantly anti-human. They really hate humans. A human killed like their human creator. So now they're like waging war as robots against all humans or something. Kind of like that. Sangvis Ferry 2, what a freaking cool name. Blood and Iron. So like that's our job. That's our first job, is we direct robots to fight a different kind of robot. And it's like, so, you know, low stakes, right? Robots don't generally die. They're robots, just they're not human enough to consider dying. So it's relatively low stakes. This is how their story starts. And that's why like I suspect that Agent wasn't really enjoying herself there. Agent was one of the Sangvis Ferry ringleaders. She's like one of their biggest bosses. They're like a lieutenant or a captain or something, right? So, but Sangvis is not very human-like, so I don't know. Like, Sangvis is not, the Sangvis leaders are not like Daleks, they're like destroy. They still have like human traits, yes, but they don't see themselves as human-like. For the sake of everyone, Griffin, please use your talent. Yeah, whatever, let's do this. Oh hey, shit, triple medal, nice. So that's gold, silver, and bronze. If you complete a map, you get at least a bronze medal. If you complete a map and do certain objectives, you get a silver. If you complete the map and do the gold medal objectives, you get a gold. The gold is also the S rank. If you could do an S rank, it unlocks the gold. An S rank is important because like there's like a drop list for every map. If you complete a map with an S, you get a drop from that drop list. So if you have to farm a map for a certain doll, you basically have to do an S. Technically a double S, but that's for later. We'll see that later. Anyway, we'll see. It doesn't matter, man. Ooh, PPK. PPK. James Bond's gun. She's really useful. Not now, because handguns are not useful at the beginning of the game. Come on. Let me play the game. Ooh, Galil. Galil is not a very good gun. They fixed her eventually. You can get Digimind for her now. But in general, she's not that great. You would want to use her at the beginning though, just because we want more ARs. We want more assault rifles. Assault rifles and SMGs are basically your bread and butter for the first 6 or 7 chapters. So we want to swap out these handguns, which aren't very useful for us, for assault rifles. Okay. Okay, it's just... Please let me hit the collector. Let me hit the collector. Yay! Sten. You have to hit the share button once a week to get free 30 gems. So hit the share button, share to Twitter. I'm just gonna cancel that. I get the gems anyway. Like if you want to share, please share posts, right? Come on, let me get the other rewards. God damn it. I hate the hand holding. I hate the hand holding. Come on. Like, let me do this stuff. I want to show how this game is played. I don't care. I don't care. I don't. This is gonna make a handgun. Oh. Wait, the 130. Huh, this is SMG. But it's not IDW. Oh my god, come on! Whatever. This is not a good formation. This is not a good formation. You know it's not a good formation. What are we doing? No! No! This is not a good team. Just let me make a proper team. Let me make a proper team. This is not a good team. Oh my god, this is terrible. Why are you suggesting people to do that? Your hand holding is ruining the game for people. That's not a good team. That's not a good team. No! That's not a good team. Don't make me roll with these teams. These teams suck. I don't want to auto for 3. Oh my god, are you serious? Like, can I play the game? We're on chapter 1 already. This isn't the prologue. Can I play the game? Oh my god, I can't even take this seriously. Come on! Oh hey! Oh, Hellion! Yeah, that mysterious voice told Hellion to get on this. So now we are being assigned to the mission that they said. Oh yeah, that's Hellion. Helianthus. She's named after a flower or something? I don't forget how this thing works. Let's call me Hellion. Sanctus area has launched multiple attacks in SO9. Area SO9! Oh yeah, that's our area. That's us. We're in charge of this place. Words from above, you'll be assisting me when his work is done. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, maybe if you'd let me use my team, like it wouldn't be me being inexperienced, I would actually do stuff. God damn it, Kalina. You don't have time on that. More than qualified experience, you can get a certificate in Battlefield. Yes, please let me have some Battlefield experience. Yes, alright, let's go. Okay, let me see if I can get some settings done. Auto resupply, turn that off. This is fine for most people for a while. Eventually you'll get sick of this. Auto resupply basically is like when you're standing on a heliport, you get your dolls supplied at the start of a turn. But you can just manually supply anyway, so it doesn't matter. Battlefield information. This technically saves you time, but later on when you start grinding and you do tricks like corpse dragging, you cannot have auto on. So battlefield information on, auto activation fairy skills off. We don't have fairies yet, so it doesn't really matter. End of turn confirmation. I don't like this, so I'm just gonna skip it. It's one less button to click later. Leave this on. Heavy damage protection. If you are down to 20% of your health, your T-Doll will flee before it dies completely. Again, death isn't permanent, but death has repercussions, so you don't want your dolls to die. There are various reasons. The most important reason is basically so that they don't lose morale. If your units are high morale or max morale, they get up to plus 10% stats. So you want to be able to keep everyone at high morale. So I'm going to leave this on. Bullet time. This is important. So while you're moving dolls, time slows down, so you have time to think. Animations. You know what? I'm gonna leave this on for now so you guys can see this, but I'm gonna turn this off later. Single. So on means you'll always get to see the cut-in animation. Single means it'll show up once every time you load the game, and then subsequent times during your same play session. None. Close is none. Battle simplification. Yeah, this is a visual thing. So I want this game to run a little bit better, so I'm gonna run the simplification. Okay. There are more settings that I can set later, but they're not letting me use the menu. They are fucking hand-holding me. You gotta be kidding me, right? Okay, so since we don't have auto resupply, when we start the game, this will not automatically resupply. So normally at the start, since it's the start of your turn and it's on a heliport, it will get the resources. But since we don't, let's just select it. And then while we're on a node with supplies, we can hit resupply. And then its ammo and rations go up, and it will cost us our total HQ ammo and rations. So you get 5 units of ammo and 10 units of rations. So every time you go into a battle, -1, -1. Every time you end the turn, -1, -0. So you can last 5 turns and fight 5 battles before you have to resupply. If you have no ammo or no rations, it just has to be one, and you enter a battle, they will not fight. They will not fire a single shot. So they are just dead ducks. Okay, so let me mess with my formation. They didn't let me do this earlier, so let me see if I can do something with the formation. It doesn't change too much anyway, but okay, first things first. Sten is a great main tank, so we put her in the middle. So what happens is there are 3 lanes, and the way that they fight is you always target generally what's closest to you. So generally it's the thing in front. But if you cannot find something in your lane, the priority is up to down. So say Sten can fire here, here, and here. Like there are enemies right here, here, here. Sten will choose to fire there. If this is empty, then it will be this. And if this is empty, it will be this. And they only pick targets until something dies. So something that can happen is that like a unit can come here and Sten will start firing on it, and then a unit will come here and Sten will not retarget. She will fight this until it's done. Now this also works for the enemy as well. So placing your units like this. So if you have 2 tanks, these are SMGs, so they're tank units. You put your main tank here because she's going to take a lot of the fire at the center, because a lot of the main units spawn at the center, so they'll target her first. And then the side tank is here because then if there are a lot of long range units that can fire at anyone in this column, they will pick her first. So if an enemy comes here, it will hit his. If an enemy comes here, it will generally hit this, unless if their acquisition range is large, then it will hit this. And if an enemy is here, they will generally hit this, because by the time that they hit here, before they can get past Sten, they will enter attack range for Sten, unless if they're direct melee units. So this is particularly good. So ROF accuracy, that sucks. ROF accuracy, a little bit better ROF. Damage and crit. So this is the buff that we actually want to give people. So let's do this here. And let's do this here. Just so that she can give it to her. She can give it to these guys. Can give it to her. Technically, these SMGs are probably going to deal more damage, so I might want to do this. But this will hurt my formation because then it'll put a handgun who has super low hit point count in the line of fire. So I'd rather not. So to preserve that, I'll put that there. Right? We're not even supposed to be using handguns. Handguns suck at the beginning of the game. So whatever. I'd rather have Galil here. Okay. We'll actually have a viewer. I don't think so. That might be a bot. I don't know, man. Okay, so that's the first move, the only move we can do. So we start with 2 action points because we have one heliport node, a command node in this case, and one doll. Spawning a new doll costs an action point. Moving a doll from node to node costs an action point. So normally I would want to spawn an extra doll here, because while it will take 1 action point now, it will start producing extra action points later. But I don't have any dolls because the other team that they forced me to build is forced into the other situation. So I'm just gonna move this here so I can capture this heliport on turn 1. So the next turn I have the extra action point. So let's just do that. Okay. Grenades. Grenades. Start the fight with grenades. Yay! Their skills all have different initial cooldown values. So I have no control over that. Not all grenades start off that early, actually. Smoke grenade, like M1911, is very early. Hand grenade also. And then behind it is the incendiary. And then you can see grenadiers from the assault rifles. AP grenades and HE grenades are a little later. So I think there's like 4 seconds, 4 seconds, 4 seconds, 6 seconds. And then AR grenades are roughly 8 seconds ICD. So it gives you an idea of what you're supposed to do. Now, firing off a skill as early as possible in battle is really useful. Because, again, like you get your bursts in very early. And sometimes like your considerations are like, do I want skills that take longer than 6 seconds to fire off? Are battles even going to last longer than 6 seconds? Because some of these battles can be really quick. There are very few battles in this game that are really long. So a lot of your considerations when you're team building is, let's build units that can have immediate effect. So take a turn. Capture. This will not be encircled because it has another node here. Oh, they're not gonna move. Okay. Okay. Let's see what we need for a gold medal. There, see? So this is the S rank. Silver medal, occupy all nodes in the map. Bronze medal, just finish the map. Eliminate 4 enemies. There are only 4 enemies in the map. I wiped one. There are 3 left. So there are only 4. So I think to get a gold, I have to kill everyone. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this. See? Now if I do this, it costs -1 here, as you can see. So what's gonna happen is it's going to spend 3 turns and then it'll auto end the turn, and then it'll start the next turn moving forward. I know I can fight 3 battles in a row because I have full ammo and rations. Again, 5 consecutive battles, 10 turns. 5 consecutive battles plus 5 turns of wait. So 3 battles is easy. So we can just. I'm just gonna let this happen. I'm just gonna let this happen. These enemies are super weak anyway, so it doesn't really matter. They don't give you a difficult challenge at the beginning because they just want you to get used to just controls. Oh, I like Nagan's voice. I like the voice acting in Nagan. Man, they're making me fight with handguns. I'd rather not. You know? I can't wait till I can build my own teams. Yeah, whatever. We don't even have a chance of losing, do we? What's the point of getting duplicates of the same doll you already have? Well, you're gonna need duplicates to build the dummies. Like I said earlier, is that like there will be units who will have people trailing behind them, copies of themselves. Well, you need physical copies to get that done. So, you're gonna wanna keep those extras, at least for some of them, for the ones that you wanna keep using. Once these guys hit level 10, you can get your first link. So if these guys hit level 10 soon, I can start giving them their second link. Their X2, their first extra link, but their X2 form. I hate P38. I don't think I've ever really used her. I've never found her useful for anything. So you can see, auto end turn, auto start new turn. Now normally the enemy's turn would happen, but the enemy doesn't have anything to do anything with, and then it does that. And now, you know what, I'll do a silver some other time. I was thinking if I had 2 extra moves, if I could spawn something into a silver. Probably not. Yeah, of course we crushed the Sanctuary Squad. They were useless. Those were like leftover troops that weren't even being commanded by anybody. Exceeding my expectations. Doesn't matter. Oh, now they explain Sanctuaries. Okie dokie. Oh, goddamn, that's so cool. Agent, Scarecrow, Executioner. Who is that? Gauger? I can't tell. Who's that? Is that another Scarecrow? The possession of Imbecille's technology, Sanguinary dolls have high battle efficiency. Well, that's the thing. They're not smarter than you, but because that they are allowed to carry illegal weapons, basically, they have energy weapons. Because we're not the military, but we're just a PMC. We're restricted to having weapons that are less than military grade. That's why we're carrying, like, just regular guns. Like, Sanguis Fairy has, like, lasers and stuff, because they don't care. But we're restricted to just stupid little guns. Yeah, so, right? The T-Dolls went rogue. Something enraged them. You'll learn about that later. And then suddenly they started a war with the humans. And now we're charged with containing them until the military can wipe them out. Now, wiping them out ourselves, at this point, it's kind of unfeasible. Because, like, Sanguis Fairy is really powerful. That's what they tell us, right? So it's like, you can fight them to contain them, but like if all their bosses came out to fight you, you'd be screwed. Oh, come on, just let me play the game by myself. Stop hand-holding me already. Yes, yes, the dolls have been found. Ooh, AR team? Was the AR team found? Mr. Kruger! Finally! Kruger is mentioned by name. He was the guy earlier. The unnamed voice. Oh man, wait till you see Berezovich Kruger. That dude is ripped. Like everybody loves him. Yep, so got a gold because we did the 4 battles thing. Doesn't matter too much right now. Please let me play the game now. Please let me play the game. Oh, yeah, the day counter shifted about an hour ago, so they're letting me do this. Come on, get out of my way, get out of my way, get out of my way, get out of my way. Yay, nice freebies. I don't even know if I can use these. Holy crap, a 5-star though. Thanks, I'm a new player, I just got a 5-star. Thanks, event. I mean, like, I can't use her right now. She's a machine gun. And machine guns are, like, super hungry for resources. They eat ammo like crazy. So I'm not gonna be using her anytime soon. Okay, whatever. Okay, so teach me about repairs. So, when you incur damage in battle, it doesn't just go away at the end of the battle. Afterwards, you have to go and repair. And the point of this system is, basically, it's more resource management for you. There are lots of management systems in this game, and that's part of the game. It's like, it's not just that you're able to do something, it's can you do things efficiently. That's why a lot of the game is things like farming a map over and over, because it's like, can you optimize your means of doing it so that you incur minimum damage, use minimum resources, and take up minimum time so you can keep doing it over and over and over. Ah, come on, just let me play the game! Stop hand-holding! Let me play the game! Yeah, screw you! I'm gonna build my team, excuse me. Okay. So, first things first, let's fix all our settings. I'm not gonna lock those. Index rating on, vibrating off, auto download, HTML off, memory off, auto download. These are the settings I saw earlier. For those of you who start this game fresh, you wanna hit this. Go settings, sound, download the voice pack. I think it's because that this client was used by my other normal account. I already have the voice pack on this one, but when you start the game, you probably don't have the voice pack at the start, so you're gonna want that. It's an extra like 500 megabytes or something though. So like on my actual physical phone, I don't have that. Yeah, whatever. Friends are a great way to start the game. If you have powerful friends at the very beginning, you can just power through the first few chapters. And it's important to unlock as many chapters as possible because it gets you logistics, the thing I just skipped earlier. I'll explain later. But logistics are how you get resources. So, like, in order to start this game strong, you wanna have friends. So, let's just start requesting random friends. I'm not gonna use my regular friend list. And I don't know if I'm gonna accept people if people find my player ID. So I'm just gonna... Okay. Come on, let me play the game. Let me set up my own formations, let me do my own factory stuff. Hang on, I'm gonna go look up a guide for something. For those in the know, you might know what I'm looking for. Because it's something that you wanna do. Oh wait, no, actually I think I've already put in the special code in the factory from this one. Oh, no, I'm not sure. Let me do this. There's a special code for EN that some people might be aware. Code is go to factory, produce a new doll, But the recipe you should use is 522 320 404. Some of you might already know this code. This unlocks the uncensored art for EN. And you want to do this when you have a new client. 2404137. Boom! Ooh, I do not have production contracts. Okay. So I'm not doing this yet. Okay. Okay, so all those extra T-Dolls we got, we're not gonna use them all. So one of the things we can do with them is use them for enhancement. So enhancement fodder, when you level up, your stats don't actually go up. Your stat caps go up. Well, your HP goes up, but your regular battle stats do not go up. For your stats to go up, you have to take levels so your stat caps go up. And then afterwards, you have to go and enhance them. There are two things you can use to enhance. You can use enhancement capsules if you have them. I don't. Or you can just feed them dolls. See? Stats go up. There you go. There you go. Now these stat caps will go up when she gets another level. And they're gonna want that. So let's set up our proper team. So I'm going to set up one team that will eventually be our main team. And then another team which is just a single handgun or two. So let's get rid of all these handguns. Well actually we don't have enough proper guns yet. So we're gonna have to mess around. So let's get rid of P38. She's completely useless. And then put Galil here. Okay. So let's just put her here in the middle. Let's give her all the buffs because she's going to be our main damage dealer. There. And then we'll put her here. The first slot is always the leader slot. The leader gets an XP bonus. The other person who gets an XP bonus in a battle is the MVP, or the one who contributes the most damage in a fight. So, and yes, the leader can also hit MVP, which means they get a double XP bonus. So let's just put handguns here. Actually, let's put her here. And let's just... Now, one thing you can't do is that you can have multiple copies used, like 1911 and 1911, but they can't be put in the same team or echelon. Okay, so what I'm gonna do... So, like, these resources, they go up slowly over time. 3 per minute, 3 per minute, 3 per minute, 1 per minute, until you hit the soft cap. But the other thing you can do is that you can make a team go idle in a mission. Come on. And then send them there. And then when they finish, they get resources. Now, you want to send high-level teams to do this. Why? Because the great success rate goes up as your average team level goes up. And the great success rate, if you roll a great success, you get 1.5 times the resources plus these things, these drops, which are a chance drop, they become guaranteed. At least one of these becomes guaranteed. So you want high-level teams to do resources. And that's why the start of this game is you want to unlock as many chapters, you can get many of these things, you can get resources, and you want to use the resources to train dolls so that they can be high level, so you can have extra teams of high level dolls doing resource runs all the time. So once you have your resource supply, your logistics are all set up properly, you can have enough resources to start worrying about spamming the factory and then rolling the gacha as much as you want. But before you have your resources set up, you do not want to concentrate on the gacha. That's what the drops are for. So this one, see. So I'm going to do this map again because I want auto battle. To get auto battle, you have to get the triple medal. Now I got the gold and the bronze already. So if I get a silver, I can do this in auto. And this map, 1-1 doesn't have drops, but 1-2 has some drops. And we just want drops for fodder. So Okay, so I already know what I want to do. This is the same strategy we were doing earlier, basically. But we're gonna spend an extra turn spawning a new unit later on the third turn, so we can capture all the nodes before we finish the game. That way, we can capture all the nodes in the map in one go. That gets us the silver medal. This allows me to auto this map. Ah, I miss you, Galin. I haven't played Galin in a really long time. She's not very good though, but she's my only AR right now, so... Yeah, when I started the game, all the way back, she was my first AR as well, and I was like, oh, I really like her. Until I got STG, and then I remembered STG from the opening cutscenes, and I was like, oh, I really like her. And I mained STG for a really long time. It's too bad STG sucks. It's not her fault really, it's just she was dealt a bad hand. STG is the Sturmgewehr here in this game. Her skill is HE grenade, and HE grenades are pretty useless actually. AP grenades, anti-personnel grenades, deal high multiplier damage in a smaller area. HE grenades deal a low multiplier area in a larger area. And it turns out you want the APs well over the HEs. So automatically those who have HE grenade skills are generally passed up because AP grenades are just way better. So we'll get an AP grenadier later. M4 Soft Mod 2 is an AP grenadier and she loves her job. Ah man, I can't wait till I get Soft Mod again. I'm gonna turn off the skill cut-in. It's very... Like when you're actually doing stuff later on, when you're moving the units and stuff and doing battle strategies, that stuff gets in the way. I'm gonna get rid of the skill cut-ins. But, you know, I wanted you guys to see it for a bit. Yay, levels. Again, they don't increase in stats yet. You have to enhance them. But that's why we wanna keep farming extra bonus dolls. It's like, even if we're not gonna use them, we're gonna just throw them as fodder. Come on, man. Let's go. I want my first farmable map. She's talking about the Papa Shah. The MB40 is not related to Papa Shah, right? It's the Suomi that's related to Papa Shah. Yeah, you learn a lot about guns when you do this. Because a lot of the references are like parts of like the history of these guns. Like how UMP40 talks about MP5 as a bigger sister and stuff like that. And that's why the other ARs look up to M16A1, that's like the older sister. Okay. So this is how we're gonna do this. So watch. Now that I have a free team, an extra team, I can launch this team here. I'll just give them supplies, just so. And then I move them here. And I take this and I move it here. At the end of this turn, these will be captured and these will be up for encirclement. And then the enemy will have its turn, won't be able to do anything. And then at the start of my next turn, I'll encircle it. And then all the nodes will be captured at once. And then I will get a silver medal. Watch. So if I capture these, that encircles these two nodes. And there you go. So you want encirclement to basically allow you to capture more nodes than you have dolls. Because like if you have one doll that doesn't encircle, it can only capture one node per turn. But as you saw, we captured like 4 nodes with 2 dolls using encirclement. And you're gonna need that like if you want to do low turn counts. And we hit the turn count. See, we got a gold medal. So we beat 4 enemies in 3 turns, which was the medal. So now we have a triple medal. See, so if I wasn't hand-holded earlier and I had the second team free, I could have triple medal this easy on the first go. See, that's why the hand-holding sucks, is because it teaches you bad habits. Oh, come on. Yes, 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 yes. Come on. Da, da, da. Why is it doing this to me? Why is it doing this? Finally. Okay. Yeah, whatever. Let's just get them all. Woo! Yay! An extra stand. I will save that for late game. Come on, let's go. Come on. Lucky. I'm just basically just checking everything. Woo! Oh, this is to celebrate the international release. Yep. And this isn't very important to us right now. Yay! I think I got a contract now, so I can start making UT dolls. Yay! I got 2 contracts. Okay, good. So, let's do this. And then, what we're gonna do is, we're gonna restart the game. And then when we start the game again, it will have the uncensored patch. So, excuse me, I'm just gonna shut this off. Okay, so we're restarting the game. It should tell us that we have to download a new patch, so that I can get the uncensored patch. Come on, come on. Gimme. Okay, there you go. That's the uncensored patch. That's not an update. That's because you put in that code earlier in the factory. It's an open secret. It's not like the game devs are trying to hide it, but they're not allowed to advertise it either because of, you know, like the censors were there for a reason. This game is from China. They had to comply with stuff, you know. Yeah, for all this kind of information, you can look up stuff like the IOP wiki. That's a great repository of like a wiki of Girls Frontline basic information. Though most experienced commanders will use GFL Matsuda. You can just Google that. Matsuda has great guides for like things like new dolls, and you can get an idea of like higher level strategies. And there are all sorts of resources out there, like D Messi's original like Korean to English guides. I looked up some D Messi guides before just to look at like farm maps and like the level caps. There's like this game is years and years and years old if you count the Chinese release, the original Chinese release in like 2016. So like there's a lot of information out there. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I'm a little tired. I wanna end this stream, but we haven't gotten anything done yet. I wanna get somewhere first. Not just the hand holding crap. Come on. Let's go, let's go, let's go. It's not my internet that's slow, by the way. Just my connection to this server it is. Um yeah, there's stuff with their servers and DNS. I have to every time that they release a new patch, and they released a new patch recently when they made this available internationally. I have to go and like flush my DNS cache and stuff. There's all sorts of weird stuff that happens all the time. It's super annoying. Your connectivity to the game is very much in question. One of the things that you learn is that during events, at if a major event is going on, you never plan to do anything at the last day, because on the last day, everybody at the last day and the last hour is just trying to all log on at once, and because quitting the game mid battle and then restarting it and relogging is like a common tactic that a lot of people use to re-roll certain RNG things. Um, you're gonna find a lot of people like flooding the login servers and stuff. So you just gotta get used to the jank in this game. But like if you don't play this game too seriously, if you just here for just to play it and to get through it, like I would say, like you're not gonna experience a lot of bad stuff. You're gonna have a generally good time. Mm, we done? Oh come on, come on! Whatever you do, don't hit this button. We done yet? Come on, I want the uncensored. I'm thinking about restarting the client to see if the download will start over again. The good thing is that this stuff is all cached, so when I start the download again, I won't have to start at 0%. Okay, maybe I will restart the client. Excuse me. Goodness. Come on. Now it'll tell me to download the patch, but the patch will be only like less than a megabyte or whatever. Because 99.8 whatever percent of it was downloaded last time. So the remaining is like tiny. See? 760 kilobytes. And there you go. I got it. Well, let's start. A lot of the jank can be solved basically by relogging. So just get used to this sort of thing. So, fun fact, when you hear that Shoujo Zensen, that Girls Frontline line, it's basically like a random, it's picked from a random voice out of all of the dolls that you have. So I'm not sure who said that there. That might have been PPK, that might have been Galia. Okay, so now we can get started. So I just finished 1-2, and 1-2 is the first map that allows you to have drops, I believe. So 1-1, you can keep doing it, but all it'll give you is just tiny amounts of XP. Oh, it gives drops? I don't remember getting drops out of it. I think that the drop rate is low. I think that's why. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that team that we don't even care about. There. And then we're just gonna have them auto. I mean, like, they tell you to do logistics with your free dolls, but right now, it's not worth it to do logistics. My dolls are so low level, there's no chance of great success. I only have chapter 1s, I only have the chapter 1 logistics, and as you can see, they suck. Look at these numbers, they're so tiny. Or the ones that are big are also take the ones that take forever. So let's not even bother for now. Okay. So let's just, I don't know. I got a bunch of batteries from just like the freebies. So let's start spending them. You need batteries to basically upgrade certain facilities. To get more batteries, you have a battery regen in your dorms. I'll show the dorms later. But, yeah, so now let's just spend our batteries. Oh, we have over 500 batteries. That's great. So this place is the data room. Whenever you fight a battle, you get XP for your dolls, but they also accumulate surplus XP, which accumulates here, and then you can convert that into XP items. So the point of this is that even if you only use one team of dolls to level, you can also generate XP for other dolls that didn't participate. But of course, the conversion rates are crap. To improve things like the conversion rate and the gather rate and so on, we're gonna spend batteries on these facilities to make it a little faster. So yeah. Let's go look for the one that improves our gather rate. Come on, let me pick the console. Okay, so if I upgrade this, max level dolls get more surplus XP. But I'm not gonna have a max level doll anytime soon, so there's no point in upgrading this. This increases the storage limit. I guess I don't care about that much. Time to produce. I don't produce a lot of reports yet, so it doesn't matter. Oh, this one is gonna be useful. How many reports you can make in a row. So this one you increase alongside this one. But this is the one we care about. The operating station. So, oh no, this is max level. The one under max level. This is the one we want. Under max level. See, so if your doll is under max level and it gains 1000 XP, it generates 30 surplus. But a max level doll that gets 1000 XP obviously can't spend that 1000 XP, but it generates way more surplus. It's still not worth it to use max level dolls to level, because it's like you could just use under max level dolls and they can generate their own. So this is 103%. So 100% to the leveling doll plus 3% bonus. This is just 25% because the max level doll is not going to use that XP for anything. So we want this. The prerequisite is for us to do this one first. So let's just upgrade it. We don't have a choice. So let's just start here. Let's upgrade other facilities. Now this is technically a scam, but I like pets anyway, so I think I'm gonna up this. So this place is where you can capture pets, and pets are basically just stuff that you put in dorms for more comfort. The more comfortable your dolls are, the more batteries generate. I don't exactly know why. And here are the dorms. The teams that you have also reside in dorms. So if you have 5 dorms and you have 4 teams, then you have 4 teams occupying 5 dorms. But if you have 5 teams and 4 dorms, you only have 4 dorms. 4 of the first 4 teams will occupy dorms. Now, dorms allow you to generate batteries based on how much comfort that the dolls have. But the other thing is that if you put dolls in dorms, they start gaining morale over time. Every day you can see them have a heart here, and you can basically even +1 morale every day. So what I like to do is I like to cycle in dolls that aren't at max morale into my dorms and then up them, because I think it's important to keep everyone at max morale for the +10% bonus at all times. Again, dolls lose morale when they or their allies die in battle. So you gotta do this as frequently as, you know. So let's just lift one. See, so Nagant is new, so she starts at 50 out of 100. So every day she gains about 1 or 2 morale in this dorm. If she keeps fighting in battles and winning, and she gets, I think, like every 10,000 XP she gains, she gets extra morale. And by the time she hits 90 morale, she gets that +10% to all stats, something like that. Or maybe not +10%, maybe it's like +1.5%, something small. Okay. So let me just change my commander's appearance, because I don't like the generic gas mask dude. Sorry. Wait, how do I unlock the basic appearance? I don't know. Maybe I'll unlock it via thing later. Seriously? More tutorials? I cannot. I do not care, Kaduna. I really don't care. Come on. Okay, let's upgrade. I want everything here to at least be level 1 so I can capture certain things. Excuse me. Yeah, there's a lot of busy work. I really just want to get to the main game, but like, because this thing always has like a time lag effect to it, like you want to get started as soon as possible. So let's just go back to the dorm. Let's go to dorm 2. And that's... Okay, so I got tokens as a reward earlier, so maybe I should just start spending some of these so I can get dorm stuff. Like, the winner here, when you spend on this gacha from the tokens, is costumes for your dolls, but the other items you get are, like, furniture. Yeah, I'm not interested in these costumes so much, so I'm just gonna skip this for now. So those are tokens, and like, that gacha is separate. That's generally like the pay to win, because that's the skins thing. That's where people make their money off. But the other currency you want to watch over for is gems, because the gems are actually really useful. Not only do they get these like things like skins and bonuses and stuff, but the gems are needed for... Oh, you gotta be kidding me! What are you doing, Kalina? You're bringing me back to the same place. God! Get out of my way! Okay, agree. Out, 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 out. Come on, let me play the game. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care, Kalina. I don't care. This is not useful to me right now. Maybe later on in the game, right? I don't care. Out of my way. Out of my fucking way, Kalina. Okay, let's get something to do. Whatever. Normally I care about all of the story bits, but the fact that you forced me to watch that, that's why I'm skipping. Fuck you, game. Stop the hand-holding. Yeah, every day you also get hearts from Kalina. Not that important, really. But whatever. So, these are the gems. These are basically the pay-to-win tokens that you get. But what you want to save them for is infrastructure. More total teams. More total dolls in your armory. More equipment in your armory. More dorms. More fairies. So I wanna save up for this. Ek limit is incredibly important, so I'm gonna save up for this. All the freebies you get at the beginning of the game will pay for that. And then when you've burned through all your freebies, you still get like the 30 a week extra, plus a few bonuses, plus events, so don't worry about it too much. And so... Okay, so that auto battle is done. Let's start using the fodder to enhance our units. Come on. So let's up stem. Okay. I'm not burning that stem copy because I have plans to use that for dummy link later. But dummy link is something you need. It's something that you get your first link at level 10, so you have to wait a little bit longer. Okay, so let's do another auto. Let's do 2 in a row, because 20 minutes? You might take 20 minutes here. Now, the drops you get in these first maps aren't worth a damn because they're basically all just handguns. And handguns are useless at the beginning of the game. They're great near the end of the game. In the real late game stuff, that's great. But right now, they're pretty useless. G dolls, bear. Yeah, because you lost a bunch of dolls in the prologue, so we're picking up the pieces after them. They don't pose much threat. Yeah, so far all the enemies we've been fighting are pretty crap. Like everyone knows they're pretty crap. But that's why we can handle them with such our crappy T-dolls. And again, like just because this is a low risk thing doesn't mean you shouldn't try your best. You should do your best. Because again, you should want to take care of your dolls. And like if you play the game yourself, you kind of feel that too. It's like you want to take care of your favorites, right? That's basically, it plays along the gacha tropes as well. And again, there are like gameplay mechanics like the morale system that kind of solidify it for you so that you get into the right mood. This is where I think the story, world building, and gameplay are all really coming together really well. Of course, it's limited because it's a mobile game, but it's with the elements that it has, it's using them to its utmost. That's what I think. We don't really need to triple medal this, really. A gold medal would be nice because I think it gives us gems. But we'll just do whatever. So obviously, the first thing we want to do is capture this on turn 1. So we have an extra move. We get 3 moves for turn 2. So let's do that. Oh, those suck. You see those triangle thingies? Those triangle shit guys? These are scouts. They have actual evasion. So it's a good thing we have an actual AR here, which has accuracy. So at least we'll be able to hit it. I can't wait till I get more ARs. Can't wait till this team is all level 10 too, so we can start linking some of these guys. At least Sten and Galil, if I can manage. I'm just gonna get rid of the cutting animations, like I said I would. Oh shoot, someone's gonna need repair later. I'm gonna have to repair. Repair your dolls often, like don't let them take damage because you don't wanna get into a fight where you could have won if you had just repaired beforehand. You can technically repair during maps, but 1, it costs you extra, and 2, you lose the right to get a gold medal or an S rank that way. So okay, so we have 3 moves. Gold medal requires you to beat all 4 in 4 turns. So we have plenty of turns. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe these guys. And I'm going to hope that this guy automatically fights me. If not, I'll just manually double back. This should be simple enough. These guys in the middle suck. Prowlers, they're just terrible. They're just fodder, just shoot them. None of the like super difficult enemy types are gonna show up yet, but soon enough they'll start showing like the serious dudes. Once you start seeing the Vespid, Ripper, Jaeger, and then the Dragoon, like that's like just like map chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5, chapter 6 or so. That's when things get serious. But right now it's like whatever. You won't even notice that these enemy types are technically different. Let me just open this up. Oh shit.
ざまあみそらしの悪さ
So you see, we're not even doing logistics, but our resources keep going up. And that's because you get a lot of freebies at the beginning of the game. So you gotta use this startup momentum properly. So instead of like getting getting caught up in all the wrong things, is instead you should concentrate on what you need right now, and that's what you need. Doll's team's levels. You need those things as soon as possible. And with dolls, you shouldn't even be picky, right? Right. I care that I'm using ARs and SMGs, but like the fact that Galil is only a 2-star, which is technically the lowest rarity in this game, that doesn't really matter as much. Like the stats of a 2-star aren't that behind of a 5-star. There are certain 2-stars and 3-stars that outperform most of the 4-stars, and so on. So like rarity is not like a measure of goodness. Just don't forget that. And because low rarity units are easier to raise, they're generally recommended to start with. When I said like the dummy linking system, the dummy linking system is that you have to use copies of a doll to up the dummy link. So obviously, like if it's harder to get a copy of, it's harder to get a dummy link of. You don't have to do that. You can use cores instead in place of copies. But if you pay cores, a 5-star copy is worth like 5 cores. A 2-star copy is only like worth 1 core. So if you use low rarity units, you spend less cores and less time on dupes. So that's good. So in general, you want to start with low rarity. The one thing that is an exception is the story units, the AR team. Once you start getting them, they're all 4-star. But even if they're 4-star, 1, they're some of the best performing 4-stars in the game. But also 2, it's worth spending the extra resources for them to go up first. You should train the AR team as soon as possible. So I'll get on that once I get them. Your first AR team member doesn't come up until the end of chapter 2. So we're gonna have to get used to these other dolls for a while. Hopefully I roll someone good. At least just any ARs, right? I remember when I started this game, I did not even roll ARXMG teams. When I started, Operation Cube was starting, so like night naps were just the thing. So I had like a handgun in the team for night vision, and then an SMG, 2 ARs for damage, and then instead of a third AR or a second SMG, I put a rifle for anti-armor. And like that was like the weirdest mixed team, but like the fact that it was like a multi-role fighter that was capable of night fighting and armor fighting, like that was super useful. But it got weak fast. It doesn't last. But like rolling non-meta was fun for a while. Thankfully, I'm not catching up to a night map event, so I don't have to worry about those sorts of things. I don't have to worry about rolling rifles too soon or anything. I'm just gonna go AR SMG up until like chapter 7 as much as possible. It doesn't matter. These early missions, nothing much happens until you bump into the AR team. You're basically just picking up the pieces after what happened to the AR team's loss. Valuable witnesses to Int'l. They were the people who died trying to protect the AR team. An open war as in like we're going to take the initiative to attack their territories instead of just containment actions. Because we might have to march into Sangvis territory to rescue our own men. AKA the AR team. Because normally we're fighting this defensively. We're just defending territories from Sangvis Ferry attack. But now that we have to rescue someone within Sangvis Ferry territory, we might have to go on the attack, which is not something that's usual for Griffin. Oh hey, Ingram. Yay! Another SMG. The riskier it is, the more I rebel in combat. She's crazy. Yeah, all of these dolls have different personalities and stuff, and like, you know, it's a gacha, so like you like what you like. You're the boss, whatever you say. It's like the dolls are cheeky, but at the same time they're basically programmed to obey. So like even if they give the commanders a little sass, in the end they can't really deny them anything. What happened to SG-44 and Papasha? Those were the two team leaders we saw earlier. The prologue. Agent got there. She was in a hurry. Oh, so some of those people survived just because they weren't primary targets. So they weren't completely wiped out. They were able to flee. VC-61 was Scorpion. Ah, I love Scorpions. Another one of my favorites in the beginning. Will we have our vengeance? Yeah, T-Dolls can get battle happy because like they live to fight. So it's like some of them basically just end up enjoying their job. So they don't have much else to do, right? They're programmed to do this, so they might as well enjoy themselves. There are all sorts of messed up personalities among the T-Dolls. And they can't control it. Like later on it's explained, it's like AIs are not like finitely programmed. It's more like it's almost like a random like system. So it's kind of almost like children being born to the world, right? So like these AIs have personalities that they can't control and that they weren't deliberately programmed in at most times. So they just have all these wacky, weird traits, and they basically just try to live their lives anyway. So like Ingram must have always been crazy. It's like she just deals with it. It's like, oh, at least I got a job where I get to fight people and I enjoy fighting. It's like, okay, cool. So let's start repairing. Again, any damage you take during a battle carries over after the battle. So you gotta repair it in between battles. You gotta make sure you're doing this stuff right. 3 minutes. Oh, that's easy. I gotta go and do all of the things anyway, right? So. Okay, cool. Thanks. Nice. Do I get Ingram? Okay, maybe not. Oh, hey! Here we are. You start with a Type 64 automatic level 10 and combat reports. That's nice. This is one of those quality of life changes. We never got those as new players before. But it's nice for them to give this to us. So that's good. You know what? I'm gonna stick with these guys. The double Nader team. For now, this will do. Until I get Scorpion, I'll put Scorpion here. Scorpion is another incendiary grenade here, so. So let's see if we can up Galil more. Yep. Damage and ROF increase the DPS. Accuracy increases to make sure that their chance of... Okay. I'm going to go and lock her because I know I'm gonna want her later. So locking means that they're not gonna be sacrificed when they don't show up here anymore, so that you don't accidentally get rid of them. Or actually, you know what? I'm going to cancel. So one capsule increases each stat by 1. So when you have like off by the same amount for all of these stats, it's nice to use a capsule instead. There we go. Nice. Just freebies. I like freebies. Ride your freebies properly in this game because you're gonna need that startup momentum. Ooh, combat sims. Can I do combat sims yet? Is my commander level high enough? Nope. I cannot. Commander level 12. Okie dokie. Okay, so 45 seconds left. Let's go and upgrade facilities a little bit more. I still have batteries, so let's keep going. Messy table, computer. I don't know what else I'm gonna do. Oh, right. I want at least level 1 of everything. It costs like 600 batteries to get the pet though. Or is it 800? And like, because pets increase comfort, and comfort increases your battery gain rate, it's like spending money to make money. But the return on investment time is like so low, nobody recommends that you actually do that with pets. But I just like pets anyway, so, you know. Oh, so not the return on investment time being low, but rather the time to return on investment is super long. Reverse, not low. Actually high, technically. Okay, so now our dolls are repaired. Let's get back into the fight. Let's go see if we can do the next map with just one team. Because I'm not waiting for the other guy to finish the auto battle. See, 3 more minutes. But let's go see what we can do. Oh hey! SMGs are going to be are on the drop list now. That's good. Not as good as ARs, but you know, having extra SMGs is nice. Nothing really is happening in the story yet. It's just like, you know, they're basically holding your hand still. So now we found one of the survivors from the prologue, and then she's going to lead us to another survivor, VZ61 Scorpion, and then Scorpion will be able to lead us to the AR team. But we have to rescue her in time for this to happen. She may be in possession of important intelligence we use recovery. Again, right? Dolls can die and it's fine, they come back, but they lose the memories that they didn't get to back up. So it's always important to rescue dolls, especially in a situation like this that what you're after is the intelligence. So you can see like they're making sure that there's stakes in the story, even if they're letting you also know that death isn't really that important. But like, even if death isn't that important, it has consequences that are important depending. And in these circumstances, they are that important. Because what we're after is the information. Unlike those in previous outposts, these Sanglis troops will actively seek out attacker forces. Finally, they'll save me a turn by them coming to me. So let's just take a look at the map. 3 turns, eliminating 4. Can we do this easily? 1, 2. No, I don't think you can do this with one team. So, I'm not gonna bother. I'm just gonna clear this map somehow. Even if it's just the bronze medal. So let's go. So, if an enemy reaches your command post, you automatically lose. So, even if I want to go to the heliport down south, I should just clean this up now so I don't have to double back in case it advances. And yes, you can lose by having your command post encircled. So it's not just so much as posting a guard and then having the guard stay on top of the node. Is that you also have to control a series of nodes around it as well. Man, I wonder if I accidentally threw away a Galil copy. I'm gonna need a Galil copy soon, once she's level 10. Okay. Okay, so I can do this in 3 turns. But I won't get the gold medal anymore. So... there. So every turn is 2 moves. So move, move, end turn, auto capture. That should be fine. Let's go. This is just a bronze medal. You're going to need 2 teams to get the gold here, I think. So
うちに挑むとはえらい度胸やね。この一撃が指揮官様の心に
yeah, just let it happen. Man.
ますように。ざまあみすらしの。こんな年寄りをお好み。
I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting. This is just gonna happen for me. There's nothing really in this map that's like super hard. Oh hey, the Rippers are out. So those guys, the Rippers, you see those doll-shaped enemies? These guys, these are Rippers. Rippers are like the equivalent of SMGs. They have evasion, they have hit points. They're kind of like tanks. They don't deal a lot of damage actually. Come on, let's go. Okay, and turn, and we win. That's it. Bronze medal. Now this is out. Have they found him? Oh, now she's called Kalin. He's just inconsistent, man. Scorp is alive in a tight spot. Nice. Ooh, the boss! Scarecrow, the first Sangvis ringleader we'll face. Provide the possible location. Ah, yes. Scarecrow was torturing or interrogating... sorry. Scarecrow was interrogating Scorpion for the location of the AR team. Because the AR team is the one with the important information. And these teams have important information because they can defeat the AR team. We're gonna have to come back for him. Cold and highly efficient elite does. That's not exactly true. M4A1 feels a lot. But yeah, you know, Scarecrow is just lying. She's just intimidating Scorpion here. She's bluffing. Nothing more disposable goods today. That's not true. Yeah, I believe. It's like it's not even like it's just she's naive. It's actually she has a good picture of the situation. She's met M4A1 probably, so it's like she knows what M4A1 is like. So she knows it's not true that they're like these cold sort of T-dolls. Even the Sangvis ringleaders aren't like cold and evil or anything. They're just your enemy. It's like it's just a war, right? So it's like they chose the war against the humans, and that's just how they are. It's not like they hate you or anything. It's just you happen to be fighting on the enemy, and they treat you cruelly just because, you know, it's an intimidation tactic. That's all. Like, when you see this for the first time, you're thinking like, oh wow, they are pretty freaking evil. But when you think about it, they're not really doing a lot. Again, killing a doll isn't that important because it's not really murder, because, you know, they come back to life basically. But like as an act of war, like it's denial of the enemy forces. It's like it makes a lot of sense. And again, like because these are dolls and it removes the moral component. Again, this isn't murder. So it's like when you think about it again, when you think about it clearly, like Sangvis Fairy actually aren't that evil, not morally evil. They just happen to be your enemies. And that's something that you come across, is that the more you come across these first chapters and you see like how human-like T-dolls are, and when you realize that Sangvis is kind of the same, not quite the same, their AR are built completely differently. This all comes down to the end in Operation Cube, actually, the first event, where for the first time we'll get to see Sangvis ringleaders kind of showing each other sympathy and stuff. And it kind of like tells you like Sangvis is not like these super cold, evil Terminator style machines. It's like they're just, AI robots with an objective that they want to pursue an objective that puts them in conflict with other people like you. So like Scarecrow isn't being like overly cruel to Scorpion here. She's just doing what she thinks might get her information. Your emotions are merely fabricated lies. You're faking being scared, of course. So like even Scarecrow knows like her intimidation isn't like working perfectly. She's not like super confident in that. Okay. Okay. The auto battle should be done by now. Maybe I should end the stream soon. Like, this was a fun little test stream. Again, I'm not gonna be playing this account unless if it's on stream, so everything's gonna be on record. What do I want to do before the stream ends? I want to be able to build a full team. I want to be able to get enough ARs in time. I don't know really. Can I finish entirety of chapter 1? That would be nice if I could. Let me just, So let's go up my SMGs before I send them to repair. Okay. Now I can repair them. You cannot enhance units that are in the middle of being repaired. So sometimes you want to enhance first, right before you repair them. So let's just go and do that. Seconds. That's nice. This slowness is seriously getting to me. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. Okay. Maybe I should start using those resources as soon as possible, actually. I have some quick production, so this allows me to finish this thing ahead of time. Skip the timer. Ooh! She's a rifle, but she's a high DPS rifle. M14 is one of the best 3 stars you can get early on. Wow, okay. So I'm gonna go and just pull more ARs as much as possible. That was from the sensor patch pull anyway. So I didn't have control of what I was gonna be. But this won't ensure that it's an AR, but it's a high chance it's an AR, and it removes the chance of a handgun. Woo! 415. This is gonna be really good. But I think it's a rifle. Okay, so let's just see. I'm not waiting 4 hours for this. I want to see what this is. Holy crap! AK-15. That is some
効
meta
率よく
stuff
命
right
令を
there.
ください。
Maybe not like the best of the modern AKs. I prefer I actually prefer out of Team Defy like AN94 and of course AK12. But this is still good. This is still really good. Okay, she's going on my team definitely. Maybe one more. Maybe I can get one more AR of some sort. Okay, that'll do. That'll do. So time to build a team of ARs. So let's get rid of these handguns. Okay.
指示に従います。
Now I don't know if I'm really gonna be using her a lot because once she hits level 10, she's going to want a link, and I don't really want to be able to afford a link for her. But for now, she's really good, so I'm just gonna take advantage of that. Maybe I'll pay for like one link for her, but that'll be it. I won't be able to afford anything else. Okay. Great. Let's just put everything that isn't in a team yet. I'm just filling it with whatever, so I can do logistics. I think I'll just do logistics and I'll stop. Now it's not really important to arrange this, but I'm just doing it just cause. Okay, so I can fill 3 teams. So let's do logistics with 3 teams. My highest level team is gonna be doing the logistics that has the most importance, because this one gets you more contracts. And you want that. So this is actually, I think, my highest level team. Yes, 17%. And then this is the only one that gives you parts, so let's do it. And let's just do this. Yeah, I'm gonna end the stream here, I guess. I don't think I'll come back and stream this later tonight or anything. I think that's it. I think I'm done. I didn't get very far. There was a lot of hand holding. I got pissed a bit. But hey, at least I got this started. I don't think that's a balanced squad, but whatever. Okay. And we're good. And that's it. I'll see you all some other time.